5, 4, 3, 2. Hello and welcome to 4,000 and Counting. I'm Watty. This is Mark, and we are here to celebrate our boys, our GB boys, getting the job done. Gold medal. Didn't lose a game. Dropped 1 point out of 15. Incredible performance. Super excited for not only the players and the coaching staff, but the fans and us as podcasters and kind of just the whole hockey nation. It's a fantastic achievement. And we talk about pressure. We've talked about it on this podcast before. We were fucking saying since we knew what that group was, they have to win this group. No excuses. Well,
they did it. Fair play.
They did it. They did it, and they did it in exceptional form with 3 shutouts. Hell of a defensive performance in the tournament as a whole. And yeah, I'm really excited for the lads. It's awesome seeing all the pictures. You know, there's some great shots from above. Of all the guys down celebrating, and there's a couple of good videos doing the rounds of Pete getting the fans going, and you know, Pete showing some emotion and getting invested in it, which you like to see. I think fucking Corey Nielsen smiled.
Yeah,
only one time, just the one time for Corey. But like, if you get that man smiling, you must be doing something right. And yeah, what a tournament for the fellas. Kicked it off with a win and just never looked back. And the final game against Italy, the way it worked out, Poland had already gained promotion. They had won their game earlier on in the day. How fucking waffled were those boys when they come on the ice to get their medals at the end? They'd been going hard at Saltbox.
Oh yeah,
you know they're over in Saltbox doing some Jaeger bombs and shit. Like, you can tell they were trying to direct each other where to go to get the medal. And the lad that got forward in the tournament, the Polish fella, I don't know his name, forgive me. When he walked up to get, like, Bouncy was obviously the goalie of the tournament, Larkin, the D-man. He walked up. He was in a different dimension. Absolutely in one. I think we talked about it on one of the other videos. One of my other favourite moments of the entire tournament. Davey Phillips getting man of the matches. It's like, what, we don't get fucking watch anymore. Like, when the birds handed him over. Where's my watch at? It's just the most Davey thing ever. What did you make of it, Mark, the tournament as a whole?
It was okay. It's what we expected, really. I know that sounds a bit snobby, but we looked at that group and we should be winning that group. Like, we should be winning it, not like finishing second place. We should be winning it, and we did. The boys did well. Excited for more of what Cade Nielsen will bring in the future, for sure, as well as some other guys we're going to speak about later. But I don't know.
He's a weapon, mate, that kid.
Big time. And he's savage. The celebrations when he got that empty net at the end, it's just...
Oh, yeah. He's got a wicked picture on his Instagram, actually. Check it out. Him like jumping into the boards and all the boys are behind him. It's fucking class. He was exceptional all tournament. And hopefully his NCAA club give him a bit more ice this year and use him in a bit more of a scoring role, because he's proved that he can do it. And he was our top scorer last year. He finished second in points behind Kirky this year. I think he picked up 8 points in 5 games, which is seriously impressive. Kirky, I think 10 points in 5 games. You know, these boys are running almost 2 points a game at Division 1A level. That's pretty good going. I mean, you go down to like Mike Hammond, what tournament he had. Did he come up big in that last game? Holy shit. How good was he in the final? Well, not the final, but in the 5th game.
The last game, yeah.
He was exceptional.
Unreal.
Absolutely exceptional. Yeah, there was so many good performances. There was no bad performances.
No, that's true. I never thought about that, but looking back, and I caught up on some games, and I watched the Italy game. There's not one person I could say, do you know what, they sort of could have done a bit better. No, I thought
everyone put a shift in, didn't they?
Yeah.
Everyone put a shift in. I thought everyone defended very well, and they didn't panic. Every time they scored, Italy got one back. They could have packed their tents. They could have fucked it up big time, easily.
I was watching that Italy game. You can see that we've played in the top division. Like, honestly, when I think of years before we've got in that division and just the way we're playing, we've learned as a team so much from being in that top group. Like, really, the skating is one thing I really noticed Like, I always seem to say that, but honestly, they seem to flow more. The play was just much better. There was a few sloppy turnovers in the Italy games, but
Yeah,
like
happens, doesn't it?
really, it happens, and we've really sort of grown our game as a whole.
We have, and we've got guys waiting in the wings to come in and take some of these boys' spots. Obviously, it was Jono's last tournament before retirement. He got to go out with a bang. He got to lift the trophy, which was awesome to see. And they did like a really nice tribute to him on the big screen. Got the old tears going for him. He had the bottom lip going. You could see like the emotion and everything it means to him. And GB without Jonathan Phillips is going to look a bit different, isn't it? He's been there for fucking ever.
Yeah, and
20
all
years, I
those
think they
people.
said. 20 years, I think, since his first GB game.
Holy smokes!
It's mental. It's so mental.
Yeah, 20.
I was 16 when Jono broke into the GB team. It's wild, and what a captain! He will always be, highly regarded from everyone in British hockey. He's going to leave a massive hole. We talked about it before in this podcast. We asked Franny who's going to be the next GB captain, and I still think it's up in the air. I'm really intrigued to see who they give the captain to. There's a lot of good choices in that roster. I still lead towards Kirky, I think.
You'd lead more towards going someone a bit younger, like,
Yeah.
as opposed to one of the because there's so many guys you could pick on that roster.
Well,
There really is.
Kirky and Cade are going nowhere for the next fucking 15 years.
Yeah, so you could build it around that
Yeah,
basically.
that's a good shout. And I also like Franny shout, like Ollie Bettridge. He's another guy that's probably going to be in the team for years to come, especially if he continues to play at the standard he's been playing at the last, 4 or 5 seasons, including his season in Europe. There's some good choices out there. Do we? Did you see the way they did the trophy and it went to Matt Myers after Jono? Is he done?
Someone said that. Like I'd read this online like a couple of weeks ago, but I don't look into it really. I hope it's not.
But it is
But
one of
if
them though. Like he looked around, and he gave it to Matty, and they had
yeah,
a little dialogue. I don't know, is he saying, "Hey," or if Matty was going to retire from GB, you'd like to think that they would have had, not to piss on Jono's parade or anything, but you'd like to think they would have had something for him on the big screen,
a bit of recognition,
unless they didn't
definitely.
know, unless they didn't know. And hey, this is not an exclusive here. We're not saying Matt's retiring. Just wondering if it's just because he's purely another senior guy that's been around for donkeys, and he was quite rightly next in line to get the trophy.
Yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. Like I say, I've heard nothing, so I don't have a clue. I hope
No.
he's still there. I love what he brings, and yeah.
How bad was that hit on him in the final game? Jeez. He did well to get back up from that. So he got up and finished that game. It's come out now that apparently Jono played that game with a broken wrist. So the boys, I spoke to a couple of lads, the boys were carrying bangs and knocks, and after a long season and then the playoffs, and then straight into 4 warm-up games, straight into 5 games in 7 nights. Let's not pretend that those boys aren't fucking hurting right now. I mean, it probably hurts a little bit less with a gold medal around your neck. The medals were cool. While we speak of that, I thought they looked really good.
Yeah, they were. That was
nice to see the boys with quality
in front of
medals.
the camera.
Yeah, absolutely. It was awesome. It's just the whole thing to have it at home. The fans were incredible in that last game there. They were so loud, so much passion. Obviously, our Instagram was full of people who were there.
Go further, go faster, get fitter with Hurricane e-bikes. The only UK company to offer a lifetime warranty covering battery, LCD screen, motor and all components. No servicing costs, no need to buy, no interest costs, no long-term agreement, no maintenance costs, no worries, lifetime warranty. How it works: you select your bike, you add accessories, you confirm details, and it's on its way. And don't forget to tell them that you were sent by 4,000 and counting. So go to www.hurricane.bike and you can find more information there.
Don't forget, it's Hurricane with an E. Check them out right now. Perfect. So I think we saw the celebrations from 75 different seats in the motor point. But yeah, it was good. And Ross reached out to us prior to the tournament starting, asking if we could arrange a meet with Kirky, which we did, and his little lad got to go and get his picture taken with Kirky and get a signed puck and stuff like that. So shout out to Kirky for doing that.
Yeah.
And I saw a few pictures get posted onto our Facebook where we shared that. Little lads with Jono and things like that. It was class. All the boys taking their time. None of this Leeds United shit, walking out with your fucking headphones on, ignoring your fans. Did you see that?
Yeah.
They come off the bus and just walk straight past them like a bit of shit, like they weren't even there. Couldn't even take
they
their heads. Couldn't even take their heads up with your phone.
They can fuck the guys there trying to get the autographs to sell, but that poor kid,
Yeah,
in the full kit and that, that's his dream to, just shake the hand or have an acknowledgement or something like that.
Oh, well, here you
It's
go.
just sad. That was sad, but I think some people have reached out to that kid anyway, or tried to reach out to the family to organise something. But
that'd be nice.
No excuse from the players, though. Full stop.
Well, we had it when Joe Miller's dad, Dave, took us to a tournament in New York. We played for Cardiff Selects. We were under 13s, and not only did we get to go to for what was most of us our first NHL game, we got to go watch New Jersey Devils practice. And this was when Marty Brodeur was there, and he came out. I got a signed puck from Marty Brodeur. Oh, what's the backup? I want to say Chris Thierry, something like that. Could be wrong. He signed the other side of it, so I've got a New Jersey puck. But the one guy that stands out to me, I'm 36. This was 23 years ago. Bobby Holik is a fucking cunt. He just walked past everybody, got in his car and fucked off. Every single other player. We're kids from England. Make a bit of an effort. I think everyone else appreciated it. We got Marty Brodeur, Hall of Famer. If he can stop and sign a puck, that fucking plug most certainly should have. And of course, that's stuff that you remember. So when the players do go out of their way and treat these kids the way they do and make them feel special for that 5 minutes, it's awesome.
Doesn't take a lot, does it?
It really doesn't. So shout out to Kirky.
Yeah, fair play.
So we touched on it a little bit there. Polish lad won forward of the tournament. Larkin won D-man in the tournament for Italy, and Bouncy was named netminder of the tournament. I mean, 3 shutouts and a gold medal. You're probably going to be named netminder of the tournament. Great performance by him. Some fantastic saves in that Italy game, legit worldies.
Agree.
And I think you touched on it on a prior episode. Shoved it right up everyone's hoop that wrote him off.
Yeah, and I'll stand by that. People that ever fucking doubted him. I mean, the guy's been such a crucial part of the GB setup for years. He's proven it at club and international level. He's got nothing to prove to anyone. Just get behind him, support the team for once. We've got a strong team right now, the strongest we've had in a long while. Just stop the negative bullshit and just get behind the boys.
Well, speaking of negative bullshit, there's been a lot about dual nats since the team was not only announced as the tournament's gone on. And one of those dual nats for me stood out and was arguably my player of the tournament. And I'm going to go with Nathaniel Halbert. That guy is legit. He eats minutes. I think he was the 4th top minutes in the entire tournament. Point production is fantastic for a D-man. Just everything he brings to the tournament. I really enjoyed watching him play. I think he's big, he's strong, he's fast. He's got a shot on him. He reads the game very well. But I mean, the dual nats, I thought they all performed very well. Laker was Laker. He's got fuck you in him, and I love it.
By the way, Laker finished 2nd overall on face-off.
Yeah,
face-off. So you got 28. 53 to 25, so 28 wins overall and 67.95 face-off percentage.
Yeah, very
and by
impressive.
the way, Myers finished number 1 in that and number 1 overall, 68.75 percentage.
And it's no coincidence that GB's face-offs in the Italy game went downhill when Myers was in the locker room.
noticeable.
Honestly, there's never been a player in the Elite League that can take a face off like Matt Myers.
You've said that in like going back through the
Years,
episodes you've
mate.
done on here. Yeah.
Probably from the very first episode onwards. Like, I fangirl over Sentiment because obviously it was my position, and he was one of the guys that I like to watch on the draw. Like, without a doubt, he was someone that I would always try and take something away from. And yeah, Matt Myers, what a player. The other supporters club player.
Halbert.
Sorry.
I want to jump in Halbert because it was also
Yeah,
mine.
sorry, go on.
I said on the last episode he was my favorite GB player at the moment in that roster. He got +7 in the plus minus.
Yeah,
He finished
second in the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, impressive. Very impressive. There was just impressive performances all around. Kirky, I thought he looked exceptional.
Yeah.
And Cade Nielsen looked very good. Robert Dowd looked good. I mean, all the boys looked good. Everyone brought to the table what they were supposed to. You know, the guys that were supposed to score, they scored their goals. Bouncy was supposed to stop the puck, he stopped the puck. You know, everybody that was supposed to do their jobs, that line of Phillips, Lacko, and Myersy going out as a fourth line and just putting the pucks deep and fucking tiring teams out and being hard to play against. They all done their jobs. Whereas maybe in previous years, they're expected to chip in more goals or something, but they got put into a role and they played the role perfectly. Also, the coaching staff, I think the coaching staff were bang on. Obviously, you lose Adam Keefe before a tournament. That's never good. I think Chuck stepped in and done a very good job. A familiar voice around the locker room, some of those older guys. And yeah, just the way Pete's brought these guys together, Chuck and Kinger. Don't forget Kinger, goalie coach. Again, like bringing him in, and then Corey. Obviously, Corey's Corey. But what a team of coaches, just the whole staff and crew. They've done a brilliant job in getting that roster back up into the top table. We are going to check next year. I mean, what a spot for a World Championships. Amazing. I hope GB get drawn in the group with some Prague.
I'm the other way.
Because where's the other venue going to be?
Ostrava, but I'm sick and tired of Prague because I was working there. I love Prague, but
I've only been once, mate. I want to go.
I've only stopped in Ostrava. I haven't like been there for a long time.
So whereabouts is that? Do you know?
It's it's actually easy for me to get to. It's on not far from the border with Poland.
Oh, okay.
So it's on that sort of north. As you look at Czechia, it's like the northeast section. Like there's a strip there that's connected with Poland, and it's like in the middle of that.
So it's not too far then.
No, from here,
way,
it's about
it's
4 hours.
Either
3.5, 4
hours.
Be
one hell of a tournament over there, back with the big boys. Yeah, just to get back to that top table, and I think we're going to stay up. I don't know who's going to be in our group, but I think we can at least win one game at that level, maybe two. We can win 2 games, we stay up. It's a guarantee. No team ever goes down after winning 2 games in that division, really.
No.
6 points, if you get 6 points in there, maybe sneak a little OT loss somewhere along the way. And someone had wrote it down on Twitter, I can't remember who it was. They said, it's weird, kind of feel like we should be a Pool A nation. We feel like a Pool A nation now. And I tend to agree. Those 3 years up there, we never let ourselves down. Obviously, results didn't always go the way that they should have or they could have. But we never embarrassed ourselves at those tournaments, ever.
You know, as well, I find that there's going to be a few guys that were in the top division that will be going into it next year. And it might sound stupid saying, you know, they got a taste. You know, I know you're going to expect certain things against Canada and USA, but we played well against USA. We played well against Sweden. And actually, they've got a lot to pass on to the guys that are stepping in. And they've also had that experience now. They know where they need to be. They know where they've been exposed. You're going to be exposed by top level national players. So, you know, they've got a lot to pass on, and that's improved their games. And you can even see that. So
I don't know the statistics on it, but a big thing that we did better in this tournament is we stayed out the fucking box.
Yeah.
Like, we stayed out the box. We've notoriously, through our 18s, 20s, men's, we go away to these IIHF tournaments and we spend fucking 14, 18, 20 minutes killing a game. We didn't do that, which was so crucial. And when we did, our killers were great.
Well, let's be honest. We can't afford to get any in the box in the top division.
It's not, we really can't.
It's just that's the toughest part for us. You know, like these are the little difference makers in that top division.
Yeah.
You can't afford it, can you? You just can't afford it. Whereas in the division we're in, you could afford. You still don't want it, but in a game like Italy, you don't want it. But you know, just you're going to get exposed way more playing against Sweden or someone like that.
I genuinely, looking at the tournament, I genuinely think a NIH, like the best NIHL Brits, put them on a roster, I think they would probably give Lithuania and Romania a game. Genuinely. I thought both of them were fucking dog shit. Terrible hockey teams. I can't believe I backed Lithuania to beat Poland. What was I thinking? Like a roller hockey team. Honestly, they were so bad. And that's the thing. This is why we had to get out of that division this year. We've spoke about it previously. We never know when they're going to chuck Russia and Belarus back in the mix. And it might be next year. And if it is, good luck getting out of that group, Italy. Italy might have just screwed himself and find himself down in that division for a few more years just yet. They really need to get out. Poland, didn't they win their division last year and now come up to this and then won again? They've done what GB did. Back-to-back promotions, going to the top table. Thought Poland looked really good, by the way.
Decent side.
Good side to watch. They're fast, they're physical. They zip the puck around, they crash the net, like pretty solid defensively. Yeah, good team to watch. I was impressed with them. And I was impressed with Italy for most of the tournament. I do, however, feel like the standings have actually come out right from the tournament. I would say Great Britain were the best team there.
Yeah,
Poland were the second best team there. And Italy were the third best team there. That Larkin that plays for Italy, woo! Sign me up for a bit of him. I like him. He's physical, kills guys. I mean, it's him that killed Myers. He smoked Myers a couple of times in that game, and Matt Myers is one of the strongest units out there. Like, that Larkin is no joke. And not only that, 5 goals from the point, including one against GB. Very, very good player. I think we handled that tournament very well. There's obviously some pressure to be playing at home, and something that Aaron Murphy said on the broadcast, actually, that you probably take for granted and you don't really think about. Oh, can you get me a ticket? Oh, where are you going to be? Can we have a coffee before the game? Can we all this shit? Like, if you're in fucking Slovakia or in the middle of nowhere, you're at an away tournament. You just turn up to the rink, you do your practice, you go back to the hotel, you go back and do your game, and you repeat for a week. Whereas here, you're at home. So family's going to be there, and, mates and all these other distractions that perhaps aren't there. So the fact that GB handled it as well as they did, it's very impressive.
Agreed. So I can't really add much to that.
No, yeah, it's not really one of them things. But what else have we got? So Kirky, Bouncy, and Nielsen were the IIHF GB 3 best players of the tournament. Then the supporters club went with Nathaniel Halbert, Jonathan Phillips, and Ben Bounds. Again, we can touch on it. All the boys played good. Right the way down to that fourth line, everyone was really good. For me, I think it would have to be a toss-up between Halbert and Kirky for the best player. But there's a lot of shouts. Like, Pelini stepped up big in that last game. Johnny on the spot, 2 backdoor tap-ins, 1 on the PP, 1 on the 6-on-5 with the delayed penalty. Carbon copies, tic-tac-toe, hammered across, Pelini, backstick, straight in. He really stepped up in that last game. And I just think the performances up and down the roster were really, really good. Sam Jones had a better game against Italy. He was getting about. He almost scored a goal. And just all the way to guys like Oki. Oki, 8 minutes, was solid on the PP, moving the puck around. He likes that little switch with the point man, which is nice. I like that play. He's very, very, very calm on the puck, even like when he makes a mistake. Okay.
Doesn't panic.
No, doesn't panic. Just straight back in. Try it again. Try and set it up and get the play going. I'm intrigued to see where Pete Russell ends up. There's a lot of talk online whether he goes back to Germany, whether he comes to the UK. One thing for certain is I hope he stays as GB coach for years to come.
Yeah, I want to see him definitely next year and going forwards, without a doubt.
Is he the
He's the
best
man.
British coach ever?
It's
Some
hard
might
to.
say
It's
Paul Thompson. Some might chuck other names in the mix, but for me, it's not. It's not even kind of.
yeah.
It's not even kind of close, in my opinion. It's not even kind of close. There's no other coach like Pete Russell out there.
I think that's fair. For what he's done, I mean, it's hard to argue against that.
It really is. It really is hard to argue against it. And I sent Pete a message after. That I remember being there for your first gold medal. So the jersey that I've got hung up in my gym downstairs is when Pete took us to Lithuania for the under 18s and we won gold. That was his first gold. And here he is 20 years, 19 years later. Another gold this time, taking him up to the top division. But I think we've rambled on about GB for long enough. So just once again, congratulations, fellas. Hell of a job.
Great
Everyone
job.
is really proud of you. And everyone across the hockey world in the UK is really proud of you. And we are gonna go and we're gonna cement our place in Pool A by staying up in Czech next year.
Come on, BBC, get in there.
Yeah, mixing a fucking report.
That'd be nice. That'd be very fucking nice. Show some respect to the sport that's growing, the biggest indoor sport, isn't it? I believe.
Yes.
Or is that
Yeah. No, it is.
And
it's
we've done it again.
Sport.
Now we need to rub it in their faces every day. This team, GB ice hockey, deserves recognition on national television, at least bare minimum.
I agree, especially going back to this top table. It's a good opportunity now more than ever. Like, it's talk to people in the gym, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go home and watch GB. They're like, GB what? The GB ice hockey. Oh, right. Oh, I didn't know. We don't.
So you're more likely to watch curling.
They'd probably have a better idea what curling was.
Yeah,
they'll probably stand out from like watching it in the Olympics or whatever. Whereas GB not really being represented in the Olympics at ice hockey, it's never been a thing. That's going to be the big thing for UK hockey. If we can get into an Olympics, and looking at the teams that we would have most likely to have to play, like we was at last year, like Slovenia, Hungary, and something. Like the next time it comes around, if it's the teams like Hungary, Italy, even Latvia, whoever, fuck that. I think we should win that. It's at that stage now where I'm like, yeah, like I think we go into those games as favourites.
Another top division behind us. Why not? Like, really?
I don't know when the next qualification is for the Winter Olympics. When is the Winter Olympics next year?
I honestly haven't even thought about it.
I don't know. It's every 4 years, isn't it? Because there's talk about if the NHLers were going to be in, which would have been legit.
Needs to be as well. You know, one of the showcases of hockey. You need the NHL. You want the best of the best, don't you? Look at the Canada team just released.
Here you go. Yeah, that's a bit of a funny one for the World Champs.
Yeah.
Is that the worst Canada team that's ever been in and out? Looks like a fucking Spengler Cup team. I mean, I love Milan Lucic more than fucking anybody. He has got no right being anywhere near a fucking national team of anything. He's not an international. You're telling me there's not a better forward in Canada than Milan Lucic? I mean, I would have that guy on my team
all day,
every day of the week, twice on Sunday. Like, I fucking love him. But he's not an international hockey player. Not for Canada. I mean, yeah, we'd make our roster, no problem. But he's not Canada level. So again, I don't know. Maybe we'll see different looks from Canada. Maybe they'll bring some guys in once there's playoffs. We've seen it before. You know, the guys get eliminated from the playoffs, and the next thing we're on the plane, and it's a very different looking Canada team for third, fourth, fifth, and the rest of the games going forward. You know, like the knockout games. But it's a pretty poor Canada team. Watch them shove it right up our hoop and win it.
Yeah,
you know they will. But yeah, so the Winter Olympics is in Paris in 2024, and then in 2028 it's in Los Angeles. So if
in Paris, did you say in Paris?
Yeah,
the Winter Olympics is in Paris.
Yes.
Where the hell? Where's the snow coming from? Apart from the drug dealers.
Probably Chamonix.
You mean in France? In
Well,
France.
it's based there, but obviously I'm guessing. I'm just reading it here. The 1924 games were held in Chamonix. Blah, blah, blah.
No, that makes sense. It being in the mountains where
Yeah,
Bandy's and that makes sense.
but yeah.
Not in Paris though. Not in Paris.
The next big event is Los Angeles 2028. That has to be the target. Not only if we could get in to the Olympics and Olympics in America, then there would be no doubt that TV coverage would have to be huge. Then would have to be. Who knows? Yeah. We got a long road between now and then, and we're going to have to get some more Brits that are willing to step up to the elite league and go full time, and maybe going to test out Europe, and if we are to ever have those ambitions to be in the Olympics. But we've been chatting for a while. Once again, boys, congratulations. Hell of a job. Yeah. If you are new here, please do subscribe. If you are returning, well, thanks for keep coming back. If you want to help us out, you can become a patron, or you could go to Buy Me a Coffee, both/4000 accounting. Don't forget, charity game, Saturday, 5th of August. Tickets are out now on Ticket Lab. You can find all the ticket links on all of our social medias, on our Twitter. I believe it's pinned on there. You'll find it pinned on our Facebook as well. So tickets are actually going really well. Real quick here, let's see if I can pull that up. Tickets for the event. They've been online.
Please hold the line.
That's what it feels like. So, yeah, we've sold over 40 tickets already. So that's a good start.
Nice.
That's nice. We're aiming to sell between 800 and 1,000 if we can. I want to sell that bar now. But anyway, enough of me chatting. Peace, guys.
Peace.